I'm Mark Seikenberry, entrepreneur, self-employed, or self-unemployed. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'm responsible for myself. And let's talk about being responsible for money. So I can tell you that I have had a shit ton of money stolen from me. And that's no good. It can, lead to, it can be a minor irritation. It can be business devastating. And I've had theft in all of my businesses. All of my businesses have encountered some sort of theft. And I would say that, what's the percentages on internal and external? My first business was a computer company, and parts would go disappearing. And whether or not they were disappeared because of a customer or because of an employee, I actually had no clue. In fact, did I do inventory and figure all that stuff out? No. It was only after the fact, when somebody else tattled on somebody, that I figured out that shit was being stolen. I was clueless. Absolutely clueless. I didn't keep an inventory. I didn't keep track of stuff. It was just all mental. It was all up here, It's like, where'd that computer go from yesterday? Be like, oh, it's sold. Oh, hey, no problem, But, what happened to those sticks of memory, that hard drive, that motherboard that we had in stock? I don't know. Must have gotten used in one of the computers. Yeah, who knows? So then I had another company, which was very similar to the company that I've got right now. Online sales, retail sales worldwide in the video game industry. And with that, we did very, very well. And things were just really going gangbusters and everything. And it it went so well that, I just wasn't paying much attention. I should have been paying more attention, but I wasn't paying enough attention. And so, but, we had so much money flowing in that it's like, okay, well, do I need to pay attention to this? Well, I don't know, Oh, the shadows in my car. Yes. So, then, anyway, we had a big happening. We all of a sudden couldn't pay one of our bills. And it was in a time that was a downturn in the company. Sales were going down, and so we were tightening things. And then it was like, bam, $280,000 were missing. Something like that. An incredible amount. And so it's like, okay, did we, excuse me, have we been mismanaging our money for so long that we didn't even notice that? Why didn't we notice that? I can tell you the number one reason it wasn't noticed is because I wasn't doing the books. I wasn't having my hands in there. I had been going to conferences and stuff for about a year, and I was out of the office for sometimes months at a time. And while I was in contact with people at the office, I was not there a lot. And I was out going around doing different things, mostly business related. And then, all of a sudden, this happened. And it was realized because we couldn't pay this bill for one of our suppliers. And it was a big problem. The company was Russian, and they treat things much differently when you can't pay your bill. It's not quite mafia style, but they wield a very heavy hand when it comes to fining you and everything. And over the period of a couple of months, it turned into something like $400,000 owed to them. And then by the time, things were all going to hell, it was over $600,000 owed to them. And the company all of a sudden owed, I kid you not, 1.1 million. So it was not that amount that was stolen. It was a much smaller amount that was stolen. It was like $280,000 or something like that. But it cascaded into all of this other stuff. Or maybe there was a bunch of other money stolen and I just didn't notice it. So I developed a plan so that would not happen again. When I restarted the company and started over from scratch, we basically, my business partner and I, we basically came up with a plan that allowed us to do an inventory. This inventory, to do it basically every weekday. And so we then started checking all of the money in, all of the money out every day, all the bank accounts, other accounts like, your credit card processing and other payment providers like PayPal and such, to know exactly where every bit of money was, and then to also know our inventory. Now, our inventory being electronic, we were able to pretty quickly take an inventory. If our inventory was physical, well, then that would be a different story. It would be a lot harder to take that inventory and to do an inventory every day. But you could set that up, most definitely. So even if you were a service or whatnot, like a lawn mowing company or whatnot, your inventory would be your lawn mowers and your other equipment and everything. And so basically, it's a spreadsheet that says, okay, here is all of our money, here's all of our bills, here's all of the sales that have happened since the previous measurement, here is all the money in and out since the previous measurement, here is all of our inventory, and maybe a couple of other things in there. And does it match up? So what should happen in a formula like this is that you should have a profit margin daily. And if it's not daily, like if you're billing people monthly or whatnot, you still do this, but then when the money comes in, you divide it by 30 or whatnot to measure it out over each one of the days. And here's what happens with that, is that you end up with a percentage of profit, a percentage of profit daily. You may have a profit number, you may have a loss number, but you have these percentages that if they are all, is it called amortized? I'm not sure. But if they are all measured equally across, whatever their cycle is, 30 days, 15 days, 1 day, if they're all measured equally, then you should be able to provide a percentage every day. And when the sun here is just coming through all funky, and it's like making me look really bad on camera. Okay, so you just have to deal with it. So then you come up with this percentage. That percentage is like a barometer. And so you kind of figure out, after running it for a couple of months, what kind of your baseline is that it should be. And if you're supposed to be, if you average like 50% profit and everything, then, it should hover around the 50% range. Maybe some days it's down as low as 30, but then the next day it comes up and it's 70 or whatnot, and it kind of floats around. But you can see this percentage and use this barometer to figure out whether or not you are, one, profitable, oh my God, two, whether or not money goes missing, because you have these numbers daily. And so if money goes missing, you may be able to pinpoint the exact place that it went missing from and how much. And then, you can backtrack, investigate on what's going on. When we had this theft in our company, we had 2 forensic accountants come in that we paid to do all this stuff, and they couldn't find it. So, it was pretty bad. But anyway, this simple spreadsheet, actually it's not so simple, but this spreadsheet, it allows us to know when something is wrong. And then it allows us to prove that something is wrong as well. So if every day, like you have your average, and then you notice that over the last month, the average has dropped by 10% or whatever on the profit. Well, time to start looking at that. What has changed? And could it be that somebody is, I don't know, using company funds for lunch every day? I don't know. Or they're filling their own personal car with gas all the time? Or, whatever. But you can start investigating that and figure those things out. So, hope that helps. It's very, very important to know where your money is in your business, because when there begins to be a lot of it, people want to take it. And it can be both internal, it can be embezzlement, it can be theft of product, it can be your customers stealing from you, it can be somebody not paying their bill and you're not realizing it. It also will show you when something has gone wrong in the other direction. So it also causes us red alerts when the profit levels go too high, and they stay high. It's like, okay, are we doing something really right here? Or is something screwed up? Are we double billing somebody? What's going on? And that happens less often. And people tend to be less critical about that, but it's a thing. So anyway, hope that helps. If you've got business questions, put them in the comments. I may make a video out of it. I'm Marcus Eikenberry. Take care.